Coach McVay does a great job and their staff with their scheme. So we got a major challenge ahead of us. Recapping last week, the fundamentals early in that game, not up to our standards. Everybody on defense with tackling, with striking blocks, and with getting off of blocks, playing your gap was much better in the second half. But we can't come out and start slow in terms of giving a running back the momentum that he had. And then I thought the guys did in the second half. They had like 30 yards rushing in the second half. But we cannot give teams the ability to run the ball like that. And that's what we'll be focusing on. And our guys will be ready for the challenge. And with that, I'll leave it open to questions.
Joe, that's 3 weeks in a row that you guys have been hit pretty good in the first half, run defense. How much of that is you have played a little bit more zone with the cover two, playing a little bit more two safety back as opposed to getting that extra guy in the box?
Well, I think when you look at it, Mark, good point. I mean, we've got to be able to stop the run in a two shell, got to stop it in a one shell. And a lot of times in that two shell, believe it or not, you get the corners there with support, and you got safeties that can come down. You're actually better. So, I mean, a lot of it was in every coverage. It wasn't just that where we had one guy here, one guy there. So, again, like in all three of those games, we were able to, at least slow it down and tighten the screws in the second half. But it's got to be right from the get-go, and it was not up to our standards that we've set.
What is it about McVay's offense that makes it kind of confusing or difficult to cover?
Well, there's similarities. They were all under the John Gruden tree, and the Shanahan tree. They all work together. I mean, now you get the motion coming. You got another guy coming back after the motion. So they get your eyes wandering, and all of a sudden the ball's running your gap, and you're over here. You're not looking at your responsibility. So they do a really good job with that, and they have the play action passes off of it. And now they've really added with Matt Stafford, a guy that can drop back on any down and hit every route. So it's a challenging offense.
Having played against San Francisco this year already, do you think your defense is a little bit more prepared for that sort of offense, the fast moving motion?
Yeah, I mean, when you look back, I mean, Seattle was very similar. That's a McVay tree there. Their offensive coordinator came from there. So there's a lot of similarities, I mean, that you get from other teams, but each team's different, and they have their own blend of how they want to do it. So, we'll be ready for it.
How different does their kind of offense and approach look with Stafford compared to, when they had Goff for a few years?
Well, they went to a Super Bowl with him, so it was pretty good then, and it's still pretty good. I mean, a little bit different, but not much from a standpoint. Maybe a little more drop back more than the play action, but they were on the play action. And like I said, they were really good with Goff, and they're really good now with Stafford.
There's more drop back, but they seem to be protecting him pretty well because he's not getting sacked a whole lot.
Yeah, they're protecting him better. I think he's been sacked 17 times, but sometimes with that drop back stuff, they're emptying it out a lot more. They've always emptied, but no backs in the backfield, so the ball gets out quick. And they do have the downfield throws off of that, but not much different. A little bit more drop back.
How encouraging, we've talked about Tyson Campbell before, but how encouraging that it's not plateauing. It just keeps every single week taking another step forward.
Well, it was really encouraging. I mean, we all thought, and I think everybody here saw the same thing. I mean, he had his best game of his short career, and I mean, he attacked the football. He was coming up, making tackles. Great play on the interception. He continues to get better every week. He was fighting through some, everyone this time of year has, the bruises and the nicks and all that stuff. So, I mean, he was fighting through that, and I thought he did a great job. The coaches, Coach Walton's and Coach Dannon, doing a great job with those guys back there at the corners. So we're really, really excited about where he's going.
What can he do to even take it to another level?
He had a couple opportunities where even he said he thought he should have had another pick when he broke on the ball, but just keep getting better at that and keep playing the ball at its highest point, and he's doing a good job of that.
Do you see a big difference between AFC teams and NFC in style, physical play, anything like that?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, you get physical teams in both. I mean, Baltimore would line up and run the ball 45 times, and do that, or they'd spread you out and throw it. So I think there's physical. New England will hand the ball off 40 times in the game. So I mean, there's physical play in both leagues.
Run ratio to pass or anything like that.
I mean, maybe there is through certain coordinators or something like that, but not really. Good.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
about this Rams defense that just makes them so good, I guess?
Quite a cast of characters on that side. I mean, just great players, really at all levels of their defense. Starts with their defensive line. There's really no one better in the league than Aaron Donald. Then they added Von Miller, Leonard Floyd coming off the edge as well. I mean, just he's the sack leader, and then Jalen Ramsey on the back end. So they have really talented players. They're well coached. They do a nice job. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us. And the biggest issue ends up being handling the front. You have to be able to protect the quarterback, and there's different ways to make sure we can do that.
Is this probably the toughest matchup the offensive line has had to go against?
I mean, we've faced some good lines up to this point, but as far as when you throw any of those names out, everybody knows them, right? So, but you can continue to go through their depth, and even their backups that come in are doing a good job. So I'd say, as far as just personnel and the battles that we're going to face, probably the best that we've faced up to this point.
Third down progress. We were going to have balloons and a cake in here, but we just didn't get it done. But what can you put your finger on as to why it looked a little bit better the last couple weeks?
Yeah, last couple weeks been better. I mean, we've talked in here about you get what you emphasize, but I think one of the things that really helped us last week was staying in better down and distance situations. I think 6 of them were 3rd and 1s, and one of those 6 was in that 2-minute. It was 3rd and 1 with 10 seconds to go. So you'd like to play that one different, but the game dictated that one. So the short yardage was really good. So that helped us. And, then there was a couple opportunities we made plays, and we were able to do that.
Do you see any opportunities of making some offensive reps at receiver?
Yeah, like we talked about last week, it was a short week, so mixing him in, and we'll continue to, teach him the offense and get him in. He'll definitely have some offensive snaps this week.
And what have you seen in Austin? He caught that touchdown pass, but what kind of progress have you seen in him?
Yeah, well, going back to the beginning with Tavon, I really liked what he was doing, and then he ended up getting that injury, and that really set him back. And so things happen, other guys pass you by as you're rehabbing, getting ready, and then it took him a little bit to get back from it. But what I see from him is he's back to that full speed guy. He brings a great mindset to our team and to our offense. He's very physical minded. He's tough minded. He's detailed, and when he's had opportunities to make plays, he's made the plays for us. I mean, that play that he made in the game was, it's a shorter guy, climbing the ladder to a high back 5 throw. Trevor put it in the right spot. He made a great play. 1 to catch it, 2 to get his feet in, and then 3 survive the ground, right? Because he took a big hit on it as well and held on the ball.
The 3rd and 21 or 22 play to LaVisca, was that a screen set up on the other side also?
Yes. So
the real issue with that play is that the shot that Trevor took. How do you do something like that and not get him hit like that?
Well, we had, if you go back and watch it, we had a little bit of issue with the snap count is what ended up having him get hit like that. So it wasn't necessarily that there was a screen on it as much as it was that everybody didn't get off together on the snap, and so that caused a little bit more of the issue.
So it's first read LaVisca, second read the
screen.
The
yeah.
screen. Okay, I gotcha. I haven't seen that very often, so that's why I was just
Yeah.
curious.
So if you go back and look at it, you'll see that the snap, and we were late. So then the guys are really chasing, and that put us in a bad spot.
What was your conversation with Trevor about the interception? Was that just supposed to be you guys thought it was a free play, or what sort of happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I believe he thought it was a free play, and then, but then as well, just we've been looking for opportunities to take shots, right? And the one thing we continue to preach is, a shot called is not necessarily a shot taken. And so when you have a shot, know that if you don't take it, you make a good decision, we'll go to another one, right? And so we have to trust him in those situations and make the right decision. And unfortunately, we turned it over. The only positive about it, we turned it over on the 1 yard line, so it didn't affect the field position. But we were in a scoring opportunity, and we took that chance away.
What do you like about the zone read as a play caller?
Well, I think there's a lot of things to like about it. It just the options that you have on it, and there's I go back to my Seattle days, and we kind of talked about free yards, where you can get the quarterback on the edge, and there's clearer space, and you're not having to make a guy miss in the hole. You're not having to receiver have to come dig out of safety and make some tough blocks. You can get it out there in space, and some better things can happen when you're out there.
Have
Have you gotten a sense that Trevor's the kind of quarterback who doesn't make the same mistake twice very often?
Yeah, I think he's been a quick learner for us, and there's just so much to learn. But I think he's done a nice job of progressing. There was a lull in there as a whole, really, and none of this can ever be just put on him, right? It's really all of us, and everybody has to work together. We've talked about that a bunch in here, and so just continue to make reads. Everything that he's seeing is he's gotten different things from different defenses, right? Some defense said, hey, we're going to come after him, see if he's got those answers. Then there's teams that have been doing pretty intricate disguises on, showing him one high and going to two high, or showing a two high, going to one high, and making him progress. So all those things that he's gone through has helped him learn and get better.
And then James, I know he hasn't been 100%, but on Sunday over 100 yards from scrimmage. Just how impressive was it to you to see him tough it out and be able to still have the kind of production he had?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give James a lot of credit. I mean, he's not 100%, and the guy is, I hate to use the terms, but he is a warrior, and he's fighting through the heel, the knee. He's out there for his teammates, and he's doing the best that he can, and the best is his best is pretty good. We know that he's got more in it as well when he's fully healthy, but I love the competitiveness that he's showing.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Coach. Appreciate it.